Hello, and we're back to the Level Cap Podcast, where you can win more of my money.
And otherwise. I'm not sure if that was...
Have you ever seen Win Ben Stein's Money?
So, I'm not really sure if that was an accurate Ben Stein impression, but...
What? That was so good. That was so good.
Hey, Brad, remember, we talked about this on podcast. I have never heard of this show, and I have never heard Ben Stein talk, but now I know about it because you told me about it.
You have. You should just go watch the, just go on YouTube and look him up. Ben Stein.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna look him up right now. Ben Stein money. Ben Stein's money.
Anyway. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, it is totally
fine
accurate.
Day, Marco.
It's
See,
totally
I told
accurate.
you so. I told you so.
Yeah, okay, I believe you. It's not bad. I'm absolutely fine. I just checked in on your Ben Stein impression, and I am, let me say, quite Ben Stein impressed.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Aside from that, I am reeling in pain. In case any of you didn't notice from my voice, I am quite tired today, Brad.
So I heard you were out doing the doing big esports event.
Yeah, it's an event called Globe Conquerors Manila. It was basically like a League of Legends major here in the Philippines. The company I work for, who produces League of Legends in the Philippines, had a big esports event with a bunch of CEOs and top companies and blah 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 blah. And yeah, so Globe is essentially our AT&T. So yeah.
That makes sense. Well,
yeah.
Cool. Well, seems fun. I don't play a lot of League, but I know the basics. So
You play HOTS, right? It's like HOTS, but less fun Heroes. For you.
Yeah. Okay. Glad to know I'm playing the right one.
Well, for you, because I know who and what you are when it comes to MOBAs, right? Like, we have gone.
I know a lot of people really love League. It is the number one. So.
Oh, really? I thought it was Dota. Huh.
No. League is the most popular. I think then Heroes, and then I think Dota 2 of the modern MOBAs. I don't think Dota 1 is actually played anymore.
No, when I say Dota, I mean Dota 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody refers... Does everybody refer to it as Dota 2? Because I'm pretty sure people just call it Dota.
People who play it refer to it as Dota 2, as far as the people that I know that play it.
That's interesting. Who still plays, regular Dota 1?
I don't think anybody plays that anymore.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, how about you, Brad? How was your weekend? Are you also dead?
Oh, it was good. We had a wedding, and then we took a lazy Sunday to clean up the house. So I had a very relaxing weekend, and I'm feeling good, ready to tackle a new week. I am going to the Albuquerque studios today to drop off some board games for set pieces for an upcoming TV show. So that's pretty cool. I can't tell you anything about it, but when it actually goes live, I'll tell you to look out for it, and you can see some of our games. There's a show in the scene, one of the scenes of the toy store, and so it's crazy how they build these things. Like when they need a toy store, they actually just go out and buy basically as much of a toy store as they can to make the set, and so. Yeah, so they have to stock all the shelves, and so we sell all of our, or not all, but a lot of empty boxes that we have lying around to fill out this toy store. And so I take those down to the Albuquerque studios, and I give them to my friend there who does the set acquisitions, and then sometimes we get to go around and see the set, and it's really cool.
Oh man, that sounds pretty hype. Okay, just one question. This isn't related to the show, so I'm pretty sure you can answer it. What boxes are you giving them?
Pretty much everything from our modern line, like everything we did in the last 2 years or so.
So all the battle cons and the exceeds and
and
Imperial,
Blades,
Argent,
Pixel Tactics.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to watch this because I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be on my TV. But hopefully it's going to be on Netflix or Hulu.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I can't tell you about it. So, but I'll tell you about it when the time comes.
Okay. Here, just yes or no. Will Marco be able to watch this in a legal way?
Probably, yes.
Okay, that's good, because I don't want to
I
torrent
mean, all the
stuff.
TV shows now are, like Amazon and Netflix and Hulu. Like, you can watch anything online.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Huh. Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you excited for this wonderful docket that we're going to have tonight?
I think so. I am.
Do you think the listeners will be excited?
No, they're not. They're not really going to be into it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Why didn't we change this docket before we did the show then?
That's your responsibility, Marco.
Oh no, Marco. Oh no, what did I do? Okay.
But anyway, the other cool thing. There's one more cool thing. I am going tomorrow to Seattle. I'm going to play BattleCon with the Penny Arcade crew on stream live.
Oh, snap. Okay, we should share that to everyone and everything.
Yeah. So this is to celebrate the upcoming BattleCon Devastation Unleashed, or BattleCon Dev Remastered and Unleashed. That'll be out in the next few weeks.
Yeah. And what do you call this? So by the time this episode comes out, it'll be done. So this would have been yesterday. I'm pretty sure you can still watch the VOD on the Penny Arcade channel.
It's all going to be available online for you to download. So make sure you check it out.
Oh, it's going to be great. I can't wait to see you body these people. I'm pretty sure you're going to
I'm going to teach, and then they're going to play each other.
Oh, then you're going to body both of them during the tutorial.
If history shows anything from Exceed, then Eric will sweep it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, okay, all right. So, Brad, I have a question for you right now. Because I want to move on to the next segment, and is that okay with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Brad. For the next segment is going to be an episode of Game Club. And our Game Club game for this week is
Shovel Knight, the complete Shovel Knight saga.
Oh, man.
Which we both played Shovel Knight before, but this time we're going back to talk about Plague Knight and Spectre Knight, the two other campaigns in the game.
Yep.
And kind of what they bring to the main campaign.
And sadly, no King Knight yet, which is actually the campaign I'm most excited for.
Looks like it'll be cool. But there's a lot of good content in the first two. Or first three, rather.
Yeah, I mean, base game, hella good. But let's talk about Plague Knight, Spectre Knight. So, Brad, what's your experience? Have you played through both the campaigns?
I finished Plague Knight, and I'm about I'd say halfway through Spectre Knight, but I know enough to get the gist of it and give you some good talk on it.
Yeah. Okay. So, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with Plague Knight, since that's the chronological one. It's also the one most similar to the original campaign. So Plague Knight, for those who aren't aware, so first of all, Shovel Knight, traditional platformer. You go through levels, you battle against bosses. It's kind of like Mario 3 meets Mega Man with shovels.
Meets DuckTales. I mean, it's very much like DuckTales, right?
Yeah. And you collect lots of treasure and use the treasure to buy new upgrades for your characters and stuff.
Which include relics, which are kind of like Mega Man power-up items. Yeah. Okay, so how does Plague Knight shift all of that? How does he change it?
Right, so Plague Knight has these what are Plague Knight's items called?
Potions, vials.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about Plague Knight, so first of all, he's one of the villain characters from the main story, and he sort of has his own plot where he's trying to make this like ultimate potion of ultimate power, and to do that, he has to get all of the essences from all of the other knights. So he basically has to go through the same campaign that Shovel Knight does, except that when he goes to his own stage, he fights Shovel Knight instead of himself, obviously.
Which makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. Because it's happening at the same time as the Shovel Knight story. So anyway, so Plague Knight has his own village, which is underground from the original village. And he has his own NPCs that sell him stuff that are all his minions and allies.
And his girlfriend, I think.
Well, not technically. The major plot point is that they're just research associates.
They're friends. They're just friends.
Yeah, they're just friends. But you could tell that there's some like they both kind of like each other. But yeah, so the cool thing about Plague Knight is that you get to customize your basic attacks. So your main weapon is not just like a sword that you hit people with or a potion that you throw at people, but you get to customize the potion very often. So you can change the way it explodes, you can change the length of your throw, you can change like how it seeks out or bounces around the stage. So you have lots of customization for your weapon, and so much more than using the right. Are they curios? I can't remember.
Relics. They're relics.
They're
relics.
No. Shovel Knight has relics, and I think Spectre Knight has the curios. I can't remember what Plague Knights are.
I think they're like, oh man, I forget. I know that one of them is like beakers or vials, right? Because the shape of the container determines...
There are all kinds of different, like, sciencey stuff. But the point is that they're not that important. For Shovel Knight, these are really important. But for Plague Knight, they're not that important. Your basic attack is actually much more important.
Yeah.
And so using the correct kind of basic attack for the situation that you're in is really neat. And that creates an interesting dynamic. However, it is still the same game. You go through the same stages. There are just a few little differences in these stages. And you beat the same bosses.
Plague Knight doesn't have the same mobility that Shovel Knight does, because Shovel Knight has his he has the fly dagger and all that stuff. Plague Knight doesn't get those.
And he can bounce on things with his shovel blade.
Yeah.
So Plague Knight has like a super jump that he can use.
But that's it, right? He barely has any other mobility options whatsoever. So.
Well, yeah, until you get some of the relics that let you do extra midair stuff. But at any rate, once you get the one that's a floating platform, you can basically fly.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's the basics of it. So it's really just another the same game with another character.
Yeah, you know what I feel like that is? You ever played the Mega Man X remake on the PlayStation Portable?
No, I didn't.
All right, so in that one, you could actually play as Vile.
Uh-huh.
And Vile plays pretty much like Spectre Knight in the sense that he doesn't get power-ups like Mega Man does, and instead he can like customize every single button on the controller to be a specific kind of weapon. And more so than using special powers, much like Plague Knight, it's all about using the specific kinds of basic attacks that will help you in the level. So it feels very much the same way because much like Plague Knight, Vile felt very customizable. Because, like, your basic attack could be, like, a popcorn rocket that shoots into, like, 5 different rockets, or it could just be, like, Vile punches something. And it feels like a very customizable experience, which is what Plague Knight is. And I really like Plague Knight. He's one of my favorite expansions so far. I think I rank him as number 1, Shovel Knight being second, and Spectre Knight being last, for reasons we'll talk about later. But, like, I think he's pretty fun, because, you know me, I'm a sucker for customizability and options.
Mm-hmm. So I actually like Spectre Knight more, I think, than the others. So Spectre Knight is a much more traditional sort of character in his campaign. He can, unlike Shovel Knight, he has wall jumps, and he has a bit more, what would you say, like reach and mobility.
Yeah, because he has
at the same time he doesn't have the bounce like Shovel Knight does, but he does have a double jump, which is a big deal.
And he has that special attack wherein if he's nearby any target, and if you hold up or down and then press attack, he'll do this like swiping thing that acts as mobility, right? Because he'll like slice through them.
Yeah, so he can fly through enemies and attack them. So he uses enemies for mobility as much as as much as he uses any of his own techniques. And it feels more like a much more traditional game where Spectre Knight doesn't go to the map. He just has a character select or a stage select screen. And when he gets through the stage select screen, he goes to the stage, and the stage is customized just for him. Unlike Plague Knight, who has to play through the same stages as Shovel Knight, Spectre Knight gets his own custom-made stages, and they're all built around his mobility techniques. So you can really run through these stages, and it feels really good. It's a nice, quick, running type of game, as opposed to like Plague Knight and Shovel Knight, who more kind of walk along and approach things as they get to them.
Yeah, I feel like Spectre Knight's the speedrunner character. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really good at the game, you basically just blaze through a level in half a minute or something, right? And I feel like that's a kind of experience that a lot of people will enjoy. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it too whenever it happened. I guess that's just not what I've looked for in like platformer types of games. Ironically, I guess. I like really like methodical approaches to platformers. I like slow platformers, not fast ones, because my reflexes are garbage, which is why I dislike Spectre Knight a lot, because a lot of Spectre Knight's level design revolves around his ability to like slash through things. Like they even make an entirely new object in the game just for Spectre Knight to slash through and act as like some sort of extra platform for him to use his mobility. But a lot of the later levels incorporate those in like, you know, there's a giant hole and you have to traverse the entire thing by repeatedly slashing through multiple.
Yeah, once you get the scythe slide and you start slashing through things, you can really roll through these levels. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it feels good.
But the problem for me is if you mistime even one of them and you end up slashing the air instead of doing the slice through move, you fall and you die and you have to restart at the last checkpoint. And like that happens to me way too often. So that just means I'm either really bad at platformers or Spectre Knight's just not the character for me, you know?
Well, as a Meat Boy veteran, I had a great time with it. So.
Oh, okay. No wonder. You like Meat Boy. Crazy.
Super Meat Boy is great.
You're all crazy people. I can't. Like, I played the first 2 to 3 levels of Super Meat Boy and I was like, this is for masochists. This is
okay, that explains a lot, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Super Meat Boy is so good. I beat it, so.
Oh, man.
I didn't get all the custom content. I couldn't unlock the guy from I Wish I Was the Guy. But I got most of the other stuff.
So I have a question for you as a designer, Brad. What do you feel about these kinds of content for games wherein it's just like, you know, it's like they take the base game and they change one thing, such as changing the main character you play as. And do you think this kind of content is like big enough to be considered like a big expansion or something? Because a lot of other games that you pick your character in the box. What Shovel Knight does is essentially just give you a new character as an expansion. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think this kind of content is big enough to be considered an expansion, or should it be just something that was in the base game to begin with?
I think that I think they're both big enough to be expansions. I think Spectre Knight obviously is a lot more work than Shovel Knight was because the stages are all different. But having played Shovel Knight like 2 years ago and then coming back and playing Plague Knight now, it was refreshing and it was fun to play it again. I still remembered some of the stages, but the fact that he had his own village and his own way of, you know, conquering challenges was different enough to make it refreshing for me and make me want to do a second playthrough. And I think that's probably the real genius of it is that, you know, you make a game and then, you know, a year later you release the next, like a new version of that game with a different character. And players who enjoyed it the first time can enjoy it again the second time. And that's, you know, it saves you from making, you know, a direct sequel right away. There's a lot of people, they like a game enough that they want to play it twice, but you really want an excuse to play it twice. You don't just play the same thing again.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think one thing that really makes it cool is that, so Mighty Number 9 tried to do something similar, right? By having an extra character. But I think that flopped and this one didn't, because I feel like they did edit the stages and make it customizable enough that it gives you an entirely new experience as opposed to just playing the entire thing again, but with a different auto attack. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. It's not like playing a Mega Man game and just swapping X for 0. It's an entirely different experience. And yeah. I feel like that's good. And I think at the end of the day, that's just how it is. I like that. So what do you think about these new expansions to Shovel Knight, Brad? Do you recommend people buy it? Do you recommend people play it?
Yeah, I'd say it's worth playing again just to experience the 2 new campaigns. They are quite a bit of fun. How about you, Marco? You'd say the same?
I would recommend, yeah, both. Unless you're like really, really not into speedrunning strats, then like maybe Spectre Knight's not for you. I'm actually really excited for King Knight, because I feel like he's the kind of character I would like to play as. Because his gimmick is that he can spend money to solve problems. So gold becomes even more important for him than it is for the other characters, because he can use it to interact with levels rather than just buy equipment. So that's pretty cool.
And let's be clear, we recommend this if you like the original game. If you didn't like the first Shovel Knight, then these certainly don't fix it. But if you liked the first one, then this is just more of the same good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess if you didn't like the first Shovel Knight because you were a melee character, I guess you'd like it if you were Plague Knight because he acts like a ranged character. If that changes,
he's not quite Mega Man, but he certainly does have a lot of range tools. so you can approach problems differently.
Yeah, if you've ever played Mega Man X8 or X7, he's like Axel. Like he has multiple shot types. It's not just like bullets and lemons all the time. So that pretty much does it for our Game Club game for this week. If you guys want us to play another Game Club game and recommend a game for us, I think some people have already started recommending some. So get your recommendations in before we are filled on our queue. Make sure the recommendations are easy to access and don't require me and Brad to either A, download it illegally, or B, buy some arcade cabinet that's hidden in someone's basement. Now let's move on to the next segment, also known as the Pipeline, also known as Brad's segment, where we will talk about something about Level 99 games, development processes, or maybe just lore. Brad, what do you want to talk about this week?
Well, maybe this is a good week to talk about the delays to BattleCon Unleashed. Or not BattleCon Unleashed, to the delays to BattleCon Online.
On Steam?
Because we have had some delays. We were supposed to release on the 17th, and it's obviously past the 17th, and the game is still not out. Why has this happened? What went wrong? Well, we had the game actually got kicked back to us by Steam. They were unable to activate the in-app purchases in the game. And we had thoroughly tested and gotten the in-app purchases to work correctly, but apparently there was like one or two paths that they tested for that we didn't. So we've gone back and corrected those, and we're resubmitting this week, and we should have BattleCon Online available pretty soon. But there you have it. Taking, again, a little bit longer than expected to get it all ready. And in the future, I'll make sure that we're approved first, and then I announce a release date.
Yeah. Which is what you're doing right now. You're not even giving a date right now, so smart.
Yeah, I said sometime in August, so I feel good that it'll get approved this week. So
hopefully.
We'll see if anything else goes wrong. But yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me peel back the veil a little bit. Wasn't there another problem that happened? I mean, I don't think it really extended the time or anything, but there was another issue. What was it again?
There were like two little issues. So there's the in-app purchase thing. We changed the interface to the game, and when we changed the look of the game, we also needed to update the trailer.
Oh, that was it, right?
Yeah. You also have to make sure that Steam is capitalized everywhere in your marketing materials.
I didn't know that.
These are the kind of things they check for. Yeah. Let's see. Was there anything else that held us up? Oh yeah. Previously we had a button that was like that took you to our website.
Yeah.
And Steam wants to make sure that only the Steam wallet is the way that you buy coins in game. So they said you can't go to the Level 99 purchase site. You have to go to Steam purchasing.
Ooh,
so
okay.
we had to update that. And so we also changed the other button from like buy BattleCon to like, learn more about the board game. Because obviously Steam can't sell you the board game. And so we wanted to show you more about the board game and not just take you to a purchase screen.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, like, people would want to learn about the board game, too. Oh, I'm still so excited, Brad. The hype never dies for BattleCon Online. The only thing that dies is my soul, because I play at ungodly hours where everybody else is asleep. But hey, at least I can fight bots. That's fun.
Yeah, the bots are getting a little better. We did a little more work on our AI. It's still probably not good enough to take on somebody like you, Marco, but it'll at least be good for teaching the game. And we revised the tutorials, so the tutorials have been updated a little bit too. Yeah,
I saw the updated tutorials. They look great. I think, hey, to be fair though, like to a lot of newbie players, the AI is pretty good. Like, I think I remember one of our fans was streaming the game. I was watching a bit, right? And they played against an AI, and they were playing Calistar. And I think they were losing, or at least were tied with the AI. And at some point he goes, I don't know what Marco's talking about. This AI is pretty good. And I'm thinking to myself, am I wrong? Did I just make a mistake? And then I don't know.
We did improve it a bit. We did go back and revisit the AIs to make them a little bit stronger.
Yeah, that's good. So I went back to the game and rechecked, right? To make sure that I hadn't made a mistake. Because can I peel back the veil a bit again? And like, because of the way the AI is coded, right? If a new character comes out, the AI doesn't know how to fight the character because it has no data on them, essentially, right?
So the AI is using like it looks at all the games that have been played, and it compiles kind of a list of which attacks worked the best against which opponents at which ranges. And so if a new character comes out, they don't have a lot of data, and so it's very difficult for the AI. The AI doesn't have a lot to draw from in terms of what's working and not working.
So it ends up using a fail-safe. So what I've realized is that if you fight against an AI using a character with basically no data or not enough data set, the AI essentially runs its fail-safe, which is to play the same 3 attack pairs over and over again. And it's quite unfortunate because it undermines how much thought was put into the AI, because it just seems that the AI just cycles the same 3 attacks.
Yeah, I think in the future what we might do is we might run a bunch of AIs against each other, just playing random moves, and then we use them as the data points to
seed the first information.
Yeah, to seed the real AI that players see.
All right. So that pretty much does it for the pipeline, where we talk about Level 99 Games things and release dates and, peel back the veil on a bunch of things that are happening with our games and in our games. If you want to learn more about specific games from us, maybe not just BattleCon, maybe Exceed as well, please tell us in the comment section down below or send it through our Google Forms. Okay, next up is the 99 Questions segment, where I take your questions and use my knowledge to answer them. And Brad's there, and he also uses his knowledge to answer them.
Not as much as Marco.
Yeah. See, Brad, did you like my intro for this segment this time? Was this a good one?
Yes, Marco is the keeper of question knowledge.
Hey, Brad, I have a question for you. Number 1. If computers are slimes, does that mean that Sir Blobbington is secretly storing all of Aaron Ross's research? So I think this was in reference to the slime.
This is a pretty deep lore question, so... Alright, that's I'd have to explain 8 different lore points to...
No, okay, so in one of our previous episodes, we talked about how slimes are essentially the Indians' version of computers, right? So...
Yeah, they have these water-based computers that are kind of sentient, and they are basically slimes. And the wild monster slimes that you meet in the, when you're adventuring are broken ones from ancient times.
Okay.
Anyway, there's this other guy, Aaron Ross, who is dead and was killed.
Turned into Malandrex.
Yeah. Well, he was killed. Let's just leave it at that, because Malandrex really a different character.
Okay, that's fair.
Who's tangentially related, but he was killed, and he had a slime, called Sir Blobbington. That is actually just a normal homunculus type creature. It's not one of these neuromill slimes. So,
okay, so sadly, he is not a secret mega computer.
Yeah, sadly, maybe. I mean, who knows? But no, don't expect that. Besides, Lixus is secretly storing all of Aaron Ross's research.
Oh yeah, right. Because she's just continuing.
She was his lab assistant, so yeah.
She's just continuing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Wait, does that mean Lixus is a computer?
No, Lixus is not a computer, but Dryads are pretty smart, despite
being
despite what you might think from Kavri and Argent. Most of the Dryads are pretty smart. They can all communicate with one another through root networks.
Oh, they have a hive mind.
Yeah, they kind of. They can connect to a hive mind. They can connect to the Dryad internet.
Oh, okay. The inter roots, not interwebs.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Wait, is Kavri an airhead? I never knew this.
Yeah, she's a bit of an airhead. I think Kavri might be more airhead in the way that she wants to help all the bad guys see the light. That kind of personality.
Oh, I see. It's so she's Steven from Steven Universe.
Yeah, she's got a bit of that going on.
I see. All right. So you made Steven before Steven was Steven. So that's good to know. Okay, next question. I just received my Exceed Season 2 copy. I really like the world and artwork, but there's one thing that bothers me. You chose to associate each character with a tarot card, and there are 21 numbered plus the Fool. So all up 22 tarot cards, and only 18 characters. Will there be another season to fill that hole of 4?
Maybe. So in the art book for Exceed Season 2, we put a tarot card with each of the characters, and there are 18. So yes, there are 4 left. I have thought of doing the last 4 as a box, but I don't think that I'm going to build my my release schedule around the tarot. So we'll see. We'll see. there might be more characters that are released alongside the adventure game. For more Exceed characters released alongside the adventure game, and we have enough characters because we have all the associates, and you've seen some of them come out as organized play rewards. So I guess the best response is maybe there will be more, but they won't be specifically designed around filling out the tarot spread. They'll be designed around what we think are cool mechanics for the season.
Okay, that's fair. But really, Brad, I just want to have an entire tarot deck of these characters to give to my partner who does readings, you know? I want to be able to make readings using Exceed characters. Is that too much to ask?
It's a lot to ask.
Dang. Because I would really just like to have a deck of them. Because I've seen the art for like the tarot.
Well, I think we will probably print that deck during the 7th Cross Exceed. During the 7th Cross Adventure game.
Okay.
Rewards.
So at the end of the day, I think this is what this person wants. I think this person just wants to have an entire tarot deck.
That deck that we made pictures of in the previous thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do something like that.
Oh, I would love that. It'd make a great gift to my partner.
Sure.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, last question, Brad. Are you ready for this? It's going to be a fast one.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a friend about games I used to play 1v1 with when I was much younger. Have either of you played Bust a Move or Mr. Driller, both on PS1? I'm curious if either of you have, like, secret hidden gems for older player versus player games. Being big in the 1v1 fighting games yourselves with Exceed and BattleCon, I thought you may have some more eclectic and unique titles to share or talk about. So do you have, like, any player versus player games that you recommend?
Like 1v1 battle games that I'd recommend from ancient times?
From like PS1 era, ancient times, I guess, yeah.
Well, maybe not PS1 era, because I really didn't get involved with fighting games until the Dreamcast era. I was very much an RPG, like JRPG guy before Dreamcast. But in Dreamcast, I got into Power Stone, and I really enjoyed Power Stone.
I don't think Power Stone counts as eclectic, though.
Yeah, well, it is because they keep not making more of it. But
that's fair.
Definitely go check out Power Stone if you haven't played that yet. 1 and 2 are both good for different reasons. 1's best for 1v1, and 2 is best for 4-player. Let's see. But I guess the one that I would probably tell you to go check out if you ever get a chance is called Psychic Force 2012. This is one of my favorite games that nobody knows about. And it's kind of a precursor to the bullet hell fighting games, which is a really eclectic subgenre. But
oh wow, this is really old looking.
Yeah, it's pretty old, but it was really good. It was a really, really cool game. And you can fly around full freedom, like 2-dimensional flying freedom, and you can shoot like magic blast at your opponent across the screen, and then when you get closer, you immediately start fist fighting with the other player. And so the game was like that. So it's kind of like almost a precursor to Dragon Ball Fighter,
like the Budokai games and like the Xenoverse games and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And in Japan, I believe it was their previous one that was based on X 1999, an old anime about fighting psychic characters. So anyway, so Psychic Force 2012, really cool game. One that I would recommend if you ever get a chance to play it. A lot of fun. And the characters have all kinds of cool powers and differences to them. So there's my hidden gem.
Oh man, I don't think I can.
You one, Marco?
I don't think I can live up to the expectations of giving you guys something esoteric. Have you? For me, some of my favorite games ended up being stuff like, Digimon Rumble Royale. Have you ever played that?
No, I haven't.
It's basically Smash Bros, but you're all Digimon. It's really weird. Some of the cool mechanics in that ended up being that you would start every game as like a rookie level Digimon, and then as you fought and like got power-ups and stuff, the main thing about it is that when you filled up your power meter, you could digivolve into your mega form, and that would like buff you up a lot and let you like destroy enemies and stuff for like as long as that digivolution lasted, which I think was for the rest of the match. And the thing about it is that it's not exclusive, right? Like, so the entire main mechanic of this thing was that all of you were trying to get to your Digivolutions as fast as possible so that you could all Digivolve and start using your big moves. And it would get pretty chaotic with like 4 different characters on the screen all Digivolving. And the moment you Digivolve, some of them were like throwing Spirit Bombs as basic attacks, and some of them were doing like Psycho Crushers that would like fill half the screen.
Kind of reminds me of there's a game on PS4 now called Fighting EX Lair, and one of the things that they have in this game is a system called Gogis, and they're basically achievements you can earn during a match. So each time you hit one of these achievements, you get a buff for the rest of the fight. So, for example, like if you get knocked down 10 times, you get like permanent super armor. If you can like dash towards your opponent for 15 seconds of game time, you get like a power jump that moves you directly next to your opponent.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like if you land like six hit combos, then you get the ability to do double revolvers and do like 12 hit combos, stuff like that.
Oh, wait a minute! Is this the new Eureka game?
I don't know. I don't know if it's by Eureka.
I'm pretty sure this has all of the Street Fighter EX characters in them, right? Like Skullomania and all of those guys.
Yeah, Skullomania's in there. Okay, yeah. It is Eureka, yeah.
Yeah, okay, heck yeah. Then, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I've seen a video of this. Some of the powers they get there are crazy. Like, aside from that...
Yeah, you can, like, turn invisible, you can teleport, you can, like... Yeah, you can get permanent super armor.
Yeah, I saw one really funny strategy, which, like, you pick Skullomania and you get the power to turn invisible, and then you turn invisible and then do the Raging Demon super. It's like, You never know when I'm doing the Raging Demon. Okay, so there's that. There's the Digimon Rumble Royale games. And this other game on the PS1, I'm definitely sure it's on the PS1. It's a Beyblade game. I forget the name. Beyblade Fighting Tournament Champion or something. Whatever. The entire premise of this game is that it's basically a Beyblade the fighting game, right? So what happens is there's a single player mode that you play, which is the main story mode, whatever, right? And by playing through it, you unlock different pieces for your Beyblade. So you have unlocked different bottoms, different tops, different like metal gears, blah blah blah, and different bit beasts for your Beyblade. And the entire point of the game is that you could customize your Beyblade to have different stats and different power special attacks, so that you could better adapt to the tournament opponents that you have. And here's the thing, the moment you have that, you can take those Beyblade and fight against other people with it. So so my brother and I would fight each other on this stupid Beyblade game. And ironically, it had some pretty decent, gameplay.
Are there actually controls once you throw your top into the arena?
Heck yeah. You control the Beyblade. You move.
Because I know in the physical Beyblades games, which are exactly like this, you don't control the top anymore once it's in the arena. You just actually throw fighting tops at each other.
Yeah, and then you just watch them hit each other, right?
Yep.
But in this one, you could... how do I best explain? You ever played Digimon World 1?
No. I'm not a Digimon person. I've never played any of them.
The battle system in Digimon World 1 is basically what Pokemon battles look like in the anime. So, you don't directly control your Digimon. You scream commands at it. And then they try to follow your commands as best as possible, but depending on a varying amount of factors, they either respond immediately or don't because they hate you, blah, blah, blah. That's basically how the Beyblade thing went. It's like you would shout at the Beyblade, the Beyblade would respond to your commands, and you could slightly control where it went, but you had no...
Wow.
Absolute insanity, but it's fun, making your own Beyblades with different strategies is fun. Like some Beyblades, you can make them so heavy that you can't move them anymore, even if you tell them to move. But if your opponent...
This is on that anime fidget spinner battle level, Marco.
No, it's not as bad as anime fidget spinner, because Beyblade's a legitimate series, at least. Because...
legitimate can mean a lot of things.
Oh my gosh. Brad, are you dissing Beyblade right now?
Yeah, pretty hard.
Oh my gosh. There's okay, I don't know if you know this, but just for the fans, and this is for you, Brad. Back to Marco's anime corner. There's a series of Beyblade. There's a series in Beyblade wherein they were talking about, because in their world, right, Beyblade is a very important part of history.
Yeah. Like the world of Millennium Blades is partially based on Beyblade.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So basically, they reimagine history to have. So they were talking about how Beyblade played a vital role in all of their history, and that there are some legendary Beyblade used by legendary figures in history. And I think my favorite part there was they keep going back in time. So from modern all the way to ancient era. And in the ancient era, it literally just shows a screen cap of Moses splitting an ocean with a Beyblade. And at that moment in time, I quit. I was like, I'm not watching this anymore. It's like there's only so much I can handle.
That's pretty incredible.
What is anime? So that really was does it for 99 questions. Hopefully we've answered your questions, and hopefully we've said some things that have generated more questions within you.
I certainly have questions. Yeah,
I have a lot of questions as well. So I want to do a little thing for the last segment, also known as Otherwise, where Brad and I usually play a rotating game. And somebody suggested something really cool to me, and I'm gonna surprise Brad because I didn't put it in the docket on purpose. Brad, somebody in the comment section actually said something about Millennium Blades, and this is why I went into the Beyblade tangent. You thought I was just doing it for fun? Heck no, this was all planned. Hey Brad, somebody said, I think with all the recent trends in Battle Royale games, I think the most ideal Battle Royale would be to just have the entirety of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Kingdom arc, but with the world of Millennium Blades in it. But it's a Battle Royale game. And I think that would work. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar with the Card Kingdom arc. I'll have to look this up.
So this is basically the arc Duelist Kingdom, where they're all put on the island.
Oh, Duelist Kingdom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
where they're on the island.
Yeah, where they are. So somebody said, we should just totally make a Battle Royale game that's Duelist Kingdom, set in the world of Millennium Blades. And at this point, I'd say this is a really short episode, because I think that one sentence alone is the entire game, and I'm fine with it. I would play it to my heart's content.
You mean so it's like a board game about being on Duelist Kingdom. So this is basically a scenario mode for Millennium Blades.
Yeah,
because you could play this with the existing Millennium Blades game.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
And you would just have you'd have like 3 arenas, and you'd probably have I don't know, some other kind of thing.
Brad, I think you're misunderstanding. It has to be a Battle Royale game. So there's 100 people. And it might be a video game too.
Oh, I see. So it's like Fortnite, but with
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Cards.
But with Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess.
That's actually pretty cool.
Right? Because the Duelist Kingdom is essentially a Battle Royale, right? It is essentially a Battle Royale mode for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think somebody should capitalize on that now, and we should be those people.
Huh.
When is this going to development, Brad? Ship it. Ship it now.
Oh, me.
Okay.
We'll see. Now, okay, wheels are turning. I will give this some consideration and see what we can do.
What hell have we unleashed?
We do have plans to do a Millennium Blades video game.
It would be so good, and it should just be a Battle Royale Duelist Kingdom arc kind of game. That would be the best. I would play it all the freaking time. And hopefully at some point you gain enough prestige that you become Maximilian. Sorry, Fulton Suitcase. Gotta stay on brand here. You become the Fulton Suitcase, and you can.
Well, I could see it being kind of say maybe like Hearthstone Arena, right? Where you get paired with random players until you get 3 losses, and then whoever's still in at the end of the event is the winner. Yeah,
and I think
something like that.
One cool thing would probably be at the start, it's like a cube draft, right?
Yeah.
So you
as time goes on, you'd have to get more and more cards. That would be the fun of it, right? You'd upgrade your existing cards.
So here's the thing: you'd start off with cube draft, right? But then when you beat someone, you take one of their cards, right? Or you take some of their cards, right?
Yeah, or even if it's a digital game, you can just copy their cards.
Or
that way they don't. That way, because if you take if losing makes you lose your cards, then it's like a slippery slope, right?
Yeah, you'd lose. But the winners win more, the losers lose more. That's right.
But if when you win, you get copies of their cards, That could be something neat. So, yeah, and maybe everybody starts with one legendary that's unique to them.
Oh, that's unique to them. That would be pretty cool. So
yeah, and so when you beat them, you get their legendary.
Oh, that would be so cool. So it's like, what do you call this? Like, imagine going through, like, the Duelist Kingdom. Because the Duelist Kingdom arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! Was really, really good because every duelist is essentially a different deck entirely, right?
Yeah, they're all different deck archetypes.
By giving everybody a unique legendary, it would essentially mean everybody is a unique deck. And you would be fighting different characters all over. Oh, man. Brad, I am so into it. I'm into it.
Okay, I'll add it to my notes for the Millennium Blades game. It's certainly a mode we can do.
Heck yeah! Listener, whoever you are who suggested this, you've done it. You have made history. Because in one of these design sessions, we have succeeded in 2 things. Number 1, we have succeeded in making a game that Brad actually thinks might be viable. Success. Number 2, we didn't talk about Dark Souls. So I think this is a success. Let's end this podcast.
You ruined it. You ruined it all, Marco.
Let's end this.
Oh my goodness.
Let's end this. Let's end this while we're ahead.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for listening. And play some BattleCon online next week, hopefully. And thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.
Happy gaming. But wait, Brad, before we go, remember, it's your hosts, Marco DeSantos, also known as Mechanic, and with me is my wonderful co-host.
Oh, yeah, Brad, tell him.
All right, and again, thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.